So how do they mess with you? Well, they come to you on a Friday. They come and they do a pre-2018 Dachareid. That's what they do. And what happens was that from that, I sat with Murty, okay, and we came up with what's called the members memorandum. I'm just so tired of
That point really answered and encapsulated what I wanted to talk about. Because people still have that stigma about the gifts that we speak about, and
Welcome to the NAC podcast all about knowledge systems. We were previously the New Age Cannabis Podcast. We're now the NAC podcast, looking at giving more knowledge around all things interesting. And one thing we find very interesting is cannabis brands and products. And to tell you more about cannabis brands and products, we've partnered and collaborated with High Five Bud. High Five Bud, welcome to the NAC podcast.
Hey, cheers, man. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be talking about the cannabis space and the brands and looking at these awesome dispensaries that we have here in South Africa and getting more information about them, learning how people can get into them and get the things they need.
If we know anything about South African legislation, we're talking about gift centers more than dispensaries.
Exactly, gift centers, guys. We need to know the terminologies for the people that have been following, subscribing. This is what we want to know about. These are the things we want to talk about, and we want to know more and have more information to give to the people. And I'm so happy to be here with the NAC podcast to talk more about canna-related brands and CBD and learning about Delta AIDS and talking to amazing people like the guests we have in a few more moments.
So today we're at the Green Side Santon very specifically. And the Green Side has been a brand that's been in existence since 2020, and they've really anchored themselves as one of the top product providers in the cannabis industry, not just in South Africa, I would say in the entire region. They have a wide selection of products across 3 stores. That's Green Side in Johannesburg, Green Side in Santon, the Green Side is the name of the shop in Santon, and then the Green Side in Pretoria around Brooklyn. And
I think they have another one in Greenside as well.
Yes, Green Side.
Greenside.
Santon, Green Side, Pretoria. And with the products that they've been offering and the level and quality of products that they've been offering, we felt it right to finally speak to them, because we've had a long relationship with them, to speak to them and find out exactly what the Green Side's vision is for the cannabis industry and for themselves in the cannabis industry. So yes, you're quite right. Today we're speaking with Myron Krost.
Wow, that's going to be a jam-packed one, guys. I'm so keen. I'm so here for it. But I think we need to take a break quick, and we'll be back after the...
Hello, Myron.
Yo, how you doing, my brother?
Amazing, thank you. Good to finally have you on the podcast. High Five Bud, how are you today?
I am extremely good today, guys. It is amazing to be here with one of the pioneers of, I think, what we call the gift centers in South Africa. Maybe the dispensary is known somewhere else. But the pioneer of it in South Africa, for me, as a person that loves the green, to be at the Green Side with the wizard himself is actually quite a big honor for me. I'm a little bit starstruck. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited to talk to you, Myron. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you properly today, Shay. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I always enjoy meeting new Greensiders, because the Greenside is a name we've given, because, when we set out to build this business, we didn't set out to build, what we're doing now is what we set out to do. So we set out to create a platform, to create a space, to hold space, and to embrace. And then along the way, our customers, our fans, are the people that we do this all for. And literally, it's all about you. And we call you a green cider. So some of our, I've got like green ciders that are people that have, so every time you come in here and you choose, because you got a lot of choice today, maybe 2 years ago, there wasn't a lot of choice. You were looking for your superfoods, you're looking for your gifts, you don't know where to go. Hey, go to this place. But now we spoiled for choice.
Yes.
And you choose to come here, and that's what's very special to us, because every time you walk through the door, we make sure that we say hello to you as many times as possible. So if you're not being saying hello to a couple of times, there's something wrong.
So we've seen the work that the Green Side's been doing over the past couple of years, as you've been saying, rightly saying, especially in the wellness sector, health. What exactly is the Green Side doing, and how is the Green Side contributing to what is happening right now in the cannabis industry and where the cannabis industry is in South Africa and Africa as a whole?
Okay, so I mean, it's so the cannabis industry is the Wild West, and it's been the Wild West for the last 4 years since we started in 2018. We would have hoped by now the West would have been one. Okay, and maybe the West can't be one because the whole analogy of the Wild West, because what happened in the Wild West where the Native Americans got screwed is not what we're trying to happen in this country. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So the cannabis industry is wild. In 2018, we set out. End of 2018, we formed Cantrade Africa. We opened the first Green Side in 2019. So we've been there from day one, and we talk about a gifting community, a gifting, like you're calling a gift center. I like that, So based on Myrtle, going to jail and fighting her and the late Jules, the Daka couple fighting and joining up with Prince, and then 2018. 2017, you get the Davison judgment. In 2018, you get the Zondo judgment, and then 18 September 2018, boom, we've got this industry happening. And we, coupled close to them and learnt about gifting, the gift way, learnt about privacy clubs. And when we started the Green Side, for until 2021, people didn't know that there was this club running, this private club running. And I think today is the first time publicly I'm actually talking about the private club, because today is like pivotal, because we've been waiting for this as an industry, waiting to get to the point where we are. And what is that point? In 6 months, you're hearing it here first, we're at the starting line. Yeah, the starting line.
We got the scoop.
Yeah, the starting. So in 6 months, the industry will begin. That's the starting line, So we can now talk about our club because we're at the place where people, customers, patrons, lovers of cannabis must make a choice. Where do I get my cannabis from? Yes. Do I go to someone who is linked to the struggle and who's compliant? Or do I just go to the newest cowboy who's coming on board and just selling over the counter because everyone else can do it? So what leads us right here? Well, it's not public knowledge, but we did go through some fuckery. And excuse the language.
It happens sometimes.
So skip the fudge. But I wrote a document recently when we were, and I'll tell you about the members' memorandum today because it's also quite a scoop we're going to talk about. And I had in the official document, let's call it fluffery. I had the fluffery, but like and we did go through some of this serious fuckery. Okay, and what it is, it's when everything, it's when the SAPS, fueled on by organized crime. So it's organized crime partnering with organized crime prevention.
Yes.
When they come and all they do is mess with you. Okay, messery, maybe we can use that, but it's not as potent.
Yeah, screw aroundery.
You messing me so badly. Ooh, I'm so scared. You know what I mean? Okay, so how do they mess with you? Well, they come to you on a Friday. They come and they do a pre-2018 Dacha raid. So they do, and someone gets locked up on Friday because there's no ways you can do anything. And then on Monday, when you go to court as South African to get your moment, no one's there. From the SABS to present,
Yes.
So then you get locked up for longer, and you get shipped to Sun City, and then the final stage in this messery is you don't get your stock back.
Yes.
And no one ever intends, because you cannot. I don't know if you know that, friends. For at least 2 years since that 2018 landmark judgment, there's no more prosecutions in cannabis. There isn't even like a code to prosecute cannabis. So there's not even a code.
So you can get arrested, but they can't.
There's not even a code.
That is amazing.
And no one knows that. That's why the latest thing happened, and it was linked to our messery and other messery, and we've all said enough's enough. So we went through this, but what we did is, we not your everyday cowboys. How do we get caught up in it? Well, like it was a certain day 3 months ago, 4 months ago, there were 100 raids around the country, you know, and cowboys.
And they basically go for the biggest ones.
And they go for the cowboys though. They don't actually go for the clubs. But somehow one of the cowboys, a big cowboy, we're not going to mention names, you know, a big cowboy company who's paying obviously the wrong people, because once you start paying, you never stop paying. Yes. Those guys get hit. Okay. Linked to that, we get thrown under the bus.
Okay.
Because if you're a cowboy, you're not part of any movement.
Yes.
You're not here to look after your fellow cannabis company. We go down, you go down.
There to
you know?
gouge the industry.
And those SAPS individuals who came, they just did a pre-2018 Dakar raid that had nothing to do with anything we've been doing for 4 years. But we were the wrong kind of people because we do not pay.
Yes.
And friends out there is watching this and you're starting cannabis places, do not pay anybody ever. Because once you start, you go down a slippery slope.
And I just want to talk about a lot of the stuff I've been talking about in my podcast is a club providing a safe place to consume a gift.
Yes.
And I feel like that is an integral part of what you're trying to build here at the Green Side. Could you give us some insight into how you try to build that comfort and why?
Sure. Okay, good. So before can I just quickly finish?
Of course.
And we're going to come back to that question because it's been quite important because I'm getting to the point now.
Yes.
So what happened through us getting, and I'll be brief. Myron can be brief.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If you know me, you know I'm not brief. I love things. I'm not brief. Okay. So what happens was that from that I sat with Myrtle. Okay. And we came up with what's called the Members Memorandum. I'm just so tired of us having to do it properly, create private places, look after gifts, and then other guys just open up on our coattails. They just sell, they fuel the cops get into a sharky frenzy, and then we get messed up. And ultimately, our clients are the ones, and our green sides are the ones to suffer. So I sat with Myrtle and I said, look, let's come up with a simple way of getting everyone to comply, just like in Barcelona. And that's called the Members Memorandum. And it's been launched. And if anyone out there wants to know more about the Members Memorandum, we've launched it. And you guys are this is the first time we're publicizing it. We've launched that with Fields of Green. It's a code of conduct. There are 7 different things that you have to do, just like trafficking and non-fronting. And then ultimately you pay 420 Rand as an establishment to Fields of Green, and Fields of Green are carrying on with a good fight. And they're carrying on to take the Hayes judgment all the way to the Constitutional Court. And we know when it goes there, then privacy clubs will be given to us up in lights. You can now open a private club like in Barcelona, that it's there. So let's now drill in a little bit into that.
Yes.
And that's my scoop. And that's what I wanted to get at. So what we are doing to give back, because it's been good to us. Yes, we built a brand, we built a company, and we had the privilege of creating relationships with people like you, and that's wonderful. You know what I mean? But what we're doing to give back, we're saying, okay, competitors, we'll help you. For $80 a month, on top of your 420, we'll tell you what to do. That's it. We'll help you with it all, and let's level the playing field. Let's get everybody into private clubs, whoever you are in the value chain. So if you're growing, you have a private club. Whatever you're doing, and then if we all become private clubs, then there's no fuckery, there's no feeding the sharks. So that's what Myron is doing, and our good man Ryan, and that's why Ryan is stepping into Ryan's surname. One of my partners is Ryan Friedman, and he's the representative, the Friedman. He's actually one of the last people in this country to get incarcerated for cannabis, And the laws changed after. The law didn't change, but with a Picasso that was held between the president's office and the cannabis industry just after our fuckery, this got taken to that meeting. And right now there's a wonderful piece of a document that came out to all of the cops. The cops published it, that basically protects the rights of cannabis people. And that's been published, and we were part of that. We didn't take it quietly. So that's what we're doing to give back.
I think
we are helping.
I think your point really answered and encapsulated what I wanted to talk about. Like, because people still have that stigma about the gifts that we speak about,
Right.
and in the consumption of such gifts. And even the fact that I need to say gifts
But
so many
let's
times.
drill it a bit.
Yeah.
Let's drill it a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I like to be politically correct.
and-
One of those
and-
things.
and that's the right
Or
thing,
YouTube, right?
And you're cannabis professionals, and we in the cannabis industry have a new language. Okay, we still working with destigmatizing dacha. Okay,
Yes.
even though it's called cannabis. So why we call it dacha is fucking stupid. Okay, because it's cannabis. Okay, words are important. And our language is important. So why gifts? Well, if you allowed something constitutionally in South Africa, then you're allowed to come together with all of your cannolis, and you can have it. So if you're allowed to drink alcohol and it's not forbidden, you can come together with your friends and you can enjoy alcohol. Then you can even take your rights and put them together.
Yes.
So you can say, look, we are a group of Rastas, or we are a group of whatever lovers, lion's mane lovers, whatever lovers, and we come together, and we're gonna put our rights together, and then we create what's called a gifting currency.
Yes.
And what we do is we work with the concept of memberships, and memberships convert to gifts, and then we're not trafficking in any which way, because we actually are basically buying memberships, and we are coming together as members who want these products. We call it the Superfood Foundation, so we just talk about superfoods.
Yes.
We love superfoods. We love moringa, we love cacao. Yes, we love cannabis. We love cannabis a lot. We love cannabis more than all of them, but we still love the other superfoods. You know what I mean? They get jealous. You know what I mean? So it's like we love superfoods so much, and then we say, look, hey, you as members, you come together. Some members will help other members by creating the gifts. Some members will help other members by communicating about the gifts. But ultimately, we can all buy memberships, use our memberships, accrue into points. That's called a currency. We have a gift currency called a G. And then we convert the gift currency straight into the gift. We use private lockers, so we don't have any trafficking. So all of this stuff we're happy to share. There's no secrets here, people. We all have to do it correctly. Then we'll have an industry. And,
Yes.
and why I say 6 months to the starting line, because the newer the bill, the private cannabis for private use bill, it's at the final stages. And it's very good. It doesn't yet mention Cannabis Club, but it does reiterate the privacy rights of people to come together. So so surely it does that for sure, yeah.
And
Cool.
I've just seen, as a brand person myself, I love the fact that you're very centered on the South African brand and the locally produced brands. Can you speak about that influence and why you choose local brands instead of going out and getting cookies, trays,
Yes.
and things like that, and
So-
the local vendors and the local brands being produced?
So South Africa is a very inventive place. We have a lot of ingenuity. We have a lot of creativity. There's something that we just can't do. It's very difficult for us to start making rolling papers like Gize or like Raw, but other things we can do easily. So for us to convert our favorite crop into some form of a concentrate or some form of edible, why support Canadians? Why support Americans when we can support South Africans? When normal South Africans can come together, can learn what to do one thing at a time. So we've been, and you're 100% right, instrumental in supporting South African brands. And in fact, to the degree where many brands in this industry, okay, the top brands in the industry all started in the green side, and we don't a sole supplier of those brands. We said, cool, we're a testing base. Let's work out what to do, and that's what it's all about. It's about support local. Local is lekker, okay, and if we don't support each other, then we're gonna have a problem, because in 2 years' time, I'm telling you now, when the cannabis industry begins properly, you're gonna see those international guys come in like vultures, They're gonna be swarming in. And what I'm standing for, as a local cannabis company and an industry leader, because I did this in the furniture industry. I come out of 3 generations of still, so I have experience working on an industry level. on an industry level, we must come together. We have to huddle together. We're very good at creating lagers, from the good old days of the Boers coming across the Voortrekkers and creating lagers to Shaka and new ways. So we're going to do that as an industry, protect local, and then we can stand up to and then we say this to the international guys, we're coming for your market. Indeed. We come into your shows. We'll show you some South African ingenuity. Okay, sorry.
So talking about South African ingenuity and how the Green Side has a forward-thinking approach, what are you guys doing in the digital space with regards to cannabis? Because we know things like 4IR are there, and we're looking at the future and getting everything.
I'm glad you've asked that, and that's very exciting because, I'm 53 years old, and I've been tech savvy since I was 12, 13 years old. I had my bar mitzvah, and I got an apple. I had the first apple with a mouse.
Oh wow!
The problem is I found
the original one.
The original one. It was they called the Apple IIc, and I was like, it was like 1983, and it came out, and I had this. Unfortunately, a couple of years later, I found booze, girls, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And I had to come back to my tech, in my 20s. So I've always been right there with tech, and okay, what's next? It was about 10 years ago that I went to a lecture that was given to the furniture industry, office product industry, and we had this. It was called the ubification of everything. That was the lecture, and they gave us a pre-warning. How Uber is going to eat, how the Ubification of industry is going to happen, and about the fourth industrial revolution. So ultimately, what are we talking about? We're talking about singularity. We're talking about the fourth industrial revolution. We're talking about the newest revolution when supply and demand come together in the easiest way. Yeah. So what we're doing for that is as follows. First of all, you love the shop, you're a Green Side, and some of your viewers out there, and we're going to share this sticking through our content. So you guys are going to be watching this video, and we're going to say and you guys don't know that every single product around us that is not in our club is online right now. Every single product. And in fact, we are busy launching our WordPress website as our POS. So that's first step. Yes. So you don't have a POS. Mm-hmm. And for you guys who are stoners and you've been slow point of sales. We always have to talk to our market.
Thanks, guys. I needed that one.
Sure. Exactly. So I'm glad you're honest. But okay.
My mind went
completely So the point of sale system and the website are integrated. That means when a product arrives, it first goes onto the web. Then it finds its way into the store. And when you're a customer, you come in and say, I like this organic potting mix, but I'd like to finish my purchase at home. So I go home on the website, I can order it at home. No problem. I can come to the store. And that's why part of what we've done here, the next step on little QR codes, this is based on an Amazon Touchpoint store. So this entire store has been designed that you can, because this is, Jeff Bezos, when he built Amazon, he said when the guys made some money, that's one of the biggest. So Bezos, he says, guys make a profit. He's like, how do you make a profit? And if guys make a profit, he fucking comes down on them. Because couldn't you do something better with that money than make a profit? We're not here to make profit. We're not making a profit for shareholders. We're actually here to change the world. And Jeff Bezos said, he's a storyteller, and I'm telling a story. So I'm a storyteller, and I'm a great fucking storyteller, and we're telling a story.
We're feeling it right now.
And this organics matter. I know the guy that he's a great cannabis grower, and I know the guy that made this product, and there's so much more to this medium. So I can train my team to tell you, but if I can put a QR code here, you go straight onto our website, you watch a little video, boom, boom, boom. And that's where we're going with everything. Okay, cool. So first of all, I'm an Apple guy through and through, right? So I love Apple. I love everything Apple. I hate Microsoft so much that I won't do Teams meetings. The banker says, hi, Teams meeting. Sorry, I'm not meeting you. Yeah. Anyone. And that's 60% of South Africa. Isn't that amazing? So far, I can only talk to 30% of the people, which is wonderful. Wonderful. I pride myself on my tens of thousands of unread mails. Tens of thousands, okay.
I'm with you there. I'm only on 900 something.
I've kept my original mail address, Myron at Krost, because my address is my name. Okay, so you don't get better than that. I used to my family business is called Krost, so my name is like first name at surname. So you don't change that address, right? Yes. What's your address? Oh, that's my name. Yeah, cool. Okay, so about thousands. So one of the point I'm getting at is that. We're split. So with Apple, you've got different websites. For each, Apple Music's on a website, iStore, So we've got the Greenside website, greenside.coza, and that website is our e-commerce site with videos that will introduce you to our categories. Then we've got a new website we're busy launching that we'll let you guys know when it launches, called the Green Clinic. And on the Green Clinic, there's 3 sections. One is the Wellness Hub, which is this project we're doing at Rosebank Market, which is all about helping people move into a general wellness movement. Another click is called the You and Your Journey, so it's our endocannabinoid journey. Basically my program in a journey that everybody can do, that will be like, as you do some part of it, you can do the next part of it. And the next one will be a cannabis clinic that you can access online, and will say, oh, arthritis, these are the products that work with it. And it'll all be integrated between the Green Clinic and the Green Side website. And then the third website is our Fresh and Healthy. And Fresh and Healthy is really, that's like my baby. I started Fresh and Healthy as a give back business in 2016. We only started in cannabis in 2018. And none of us knew at the time. And I started Fresh and Healthy. What we did is we distributed organic vegetables every Wednesday from farms in Joburg to straight to people's houses. And that's the basis of this, of our foundation. And none of us believed, and I mean, there's no ways I would have thought that this give back business would become the basis of our club. So why we've got a club today and why we can talk about this is because we built an NPO, a give back business called Fresh and Healthy, which distributes organic veggies to help people feed their brain, so the brain can feed their body and help with self-healing. And we had that with superfoods, and pre-2018 we did have some cannabis under the box, and you had information around the box. So it was called like What's in the Box, and we did all that, and that goes back to 2016. And then the Superfood Foundation was launched. So the basic club that allows you to get the gifts, and the gifts are wonderful. And they're in a private room. You can't actually be private. You can't go into a shop and see the gift. You have to go to a private room. You can have the gifts, and then you go to a private area and you consume the gifts. And that's what Shay's been talking about. This concept of gifts. What are you going on about? Well, I get my gift in a private area. I go there one. I have a consultation. They advise me about what gifts I could and couldn't get. I then go to another private area, and I'm only with club members. Yes. But general public can go to the public areas in the store, but they can't go into the gift area. Now, it's not. We can't advertise this club out there. Yes. We can't do it because that then breaks the laws. But once you're in here privately, even in the public areas, we can tell you about our club. Once you've chosen to listen to this podcast, and we can tell you about that we have a private gift club. But you got to understand, you have to be a club member. It's not for you, Mr. General Public, okay? And if you don't like what we do, then you don't join the club. You join another club.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's welcome. So we're talking about, to get back to the point, we were talking about, I'm on the point.
Myron, we're not sure.
I'm on the point, and we were talking all about that point. We're saying technologically, so the third website is Fresh and Healthy. Okay, so you got the Green Side website. It's an e-commerce site with a little bit of information about categories. You got the Green Clinic website, which is going to basically house all the wellness, and the Fresh and Healthy website, which is everything that's not cannabis. So it's the food, it's the diner, it's the deli. And those 3 websites together, okay. Then we have the 4th website, Can and Trade Africa, where we launch our funds, as a prospectus about the company. So what's also very exciting, we're about to open up our fund to our customers, and that's another conversation. But talking about tech, really what's very exciting is we're very lucky to be, our landlords of this store is the most progressive agency in the country. And they are the local Singularity University, and they've built the African Metaverse, and it's called Africa Care. Okay, it's called Africa Care, and we actually are going to launch I've been in studio for the last 3 months, taking my whole wellness program into studio, and we're going to launch it in Web3. It's going to be launched in Web3, and it's going to be launched in this actual, in this Africa Care, in the metaverse. And you can either go in there with goggles, or you're going to be able to go there flat on your screen. And we're going to be the very first cannabis company in South Africa who launches a Web3 platform, and we're actually building a this is just hearing it here. We're actually going to build a little cannaverse, and what we're going to do, we're going to take all of our friends from the members memorandum, put them all together in one area. So you can go into the metaverse, and you can then go and look virtually at the different places, and then see who you want to go visit. Okay, where's your address? And the thing about the metaverse is that Web3 is just the new platform for the metaverse. And it just means that it's the new www, you know? So that's kind of a lot to process. It was a big question, what are we doing digitally? So that kind of covers a lot. We are getting into this digital space. We diving in there. Hardcore. We ain't fucking around there, you know?
So with that, and we know that there's a lot of knowledge gaps within the cannabis space, and you guys have been around for a while, and I think you and I have been working quite a bit of research. So I think tell us more about the type of research that we're looking to do to give more knowledge to people about cannabis, because that's a real
So Yao is a
lack.
very, we met many years ago. I know we've met recently through the store, and Yao and I, we met like maybe in 2019. He's kind of watched 2019, 2020. He's kind of watched the green side emerge. You know, the last 4 years when everyone's been ducking for cover, we've been going out there and emerging and bubbling up in different places all the time, and people saying, huh?
Yes.
Okay. And Yao was witnessed, because what I did is I mean, ultimately, Fresh and Healthy is my baby. I built it as a give back to help. So I run a coaching program that I've been running for like the last 10 years. And only once I started in cannabis, I moved over to assisting people with their endocannabinoid system. And I became Joburg's homeostasis person. I became Joburg's like senior person who knows more about homeostasis or equilibrium than anyone else in Josie. And I challenge anyone out there to come up and challenge me and challenge me on this. If you know more about homeostasis than me, and you can back it up, because I can. You know, I've treated over I've coached
academically.
I've coached over 200 people. Okay, and I've run a document per person. I start with what's wrong with you, what you've been diagnosed, why are you here, and then we put away what's wrong with you. We work on equilibrium, which is basically we don't treat people what's wrong with them. We push people into equilibrium, through into homeostasis. You know, and ultimately, of those 200 people, 50 people, got into homeostasis because they followed all the rules. And of those 50 people, there are 10 rock stars. Like people who, one guy couldn't leave the toilet. He had to be near a toilet all the time. He is normal. He's got his return. Another guy wouldn't leave the house because of depression. No problem. 2 cancer sufferers, 2 people, stage 3 and 4 cancer, still living today. They did the program. We've got and we've got models of like from 25-year-olds to 30 to 40-year-olds to 55-year-olds. I mean, I got a 55-year-old woman who arrived here like almost like, overweight, just lethargic. You should see her today, dude. Her name is Stella, and she is Stella in the gym wear and my active wear. And we should see her, bro.
You are literally how Stella got her groove back.
I am how Stella got her groove back, but you should see Stella. And Stella ain't like a white auntie, okay? Stella's a lady of color. Stella is amazing, and she didn't even understand the veggies in the box. I didn't tell Stella how to cook this shit. Stella did everything, bro. Yes. She did everything we could offer. So yes, what we are doing is I've spent the last 3.5 years, and what we've done over the last 3.5 years, we've basically built a knowledge base of how to work with people and how to push them into equilibrium. And what we've proven, and I say we because it's a we, what we've proven is that whoever low-dose cannabinoids, organic food, a little bit of nutraceuticals, gut health, a little bit of lifestyle adjustments, everyone gets into homeostasis. Which what does it mean? You're 50% better than when you started. So we've now proven that. Now, Yao is an academic here. He's taking this data, and we are busy with research paper, so we can actually convert this data into a research paper, and then we can use that. We can use that to affect policy change. We can use that to be part of. You see, why did I do my own research? Because when I started in cannabis, people lined up at my stand, and I then was the one. There was, I had to work, and there was no assistance in South Africa. So I just did my research. Spent 3 months researching, worked out, and I studied how it was discovered, and I basically started experimenting myself with what the discoveries were, and decoding the stuff.
Yes.
And then once I saw how people were reacting, I could adjust.
Yes.
And from that, we've worked something out. And that's amazing. And thank you for your part in that. And we are
looking forward to the results.
And we're going to give it over to Sapra or share it. We play with everyone. It's fun.
And I think the most beautiful thing in everything that you've broached on, everything that you've said, and everything that we've spoken about now, you've always put the consumer first. You've always said, you've always mentioned them, it's just something that's apparent to me as a person that loves branding, that loves service, that loves community-based gift giving. I really appreciate that you as an owner are not distant and not naive to the needs and the wants of your consumers.
You see, I've been in business for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've built multiple businesses, and I've been involved. I've been in corporations. I've run my family corporation. So I've been in business for a long time, and I've seen all the evil out there in business. Promises and lies. How a few people do well and everyone else gets messed up, and how the consumer gets screwed along the way. And I'm a tree hugger by design, and I like wellness and life, and I want to live well, but I don't want to get penalized for it. If I want a plant-based milk, then I would like you to give me back some money for the cow milk I didn't have, And if I want to order a gluten-free wrap, I don't see why I need to pay $20 extra with everyone else. And why can't you cater for me? Okay. So I said, no ways. We are going to build a business that, number one, is about the environment. Number two, the consumer. Number three, the people who actually work in an environment and enable it. And number four, the shareholders. And that's the difference. That's what you've caught it on to. We talk about...
Soundbite, guys. Right here.
Remember
that is the soundbite
yes,
right here.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like... I sent my daughter, she's 26 years old, she's a wonderful girl, Jaina, and she's a very entrepreneurial, and she did a degree at Wits, and then she went to Vega, and she did a postgrad at Vega in marketing, and she was the one who came back and said, Dad, I want to tell you what I've just learned at Varsity. They said that we're going to control the future economy, and that we will decide which brands survive and die. I'm like, aha. Which brands will live and die? And I'm, aha. You're going to survive. And then I thought about it, like, she's right. Because right now she was 22. And it's like, in 10 years, you're going to be 30. 20 years, you're going to be 40. Okay. And you are the future consumer. And you guys, as the future consumers, will say, what are you doing, Mr. Company, for the environment? Don't give us your fronting bullshit. What are you really doing? Your loyalty, we see through it. It's puck. We don't want your fucking loyalty. Give us better prices. Stop tricking us. Stop putting shit in the aisles.
Yes.
Every time I walk, I don't want to see your shit in my aisle. I'll buy it. I don't want you to fuck with my brain and then make me stand in your aisle so I can buy shit. That's not cool. That ain't. So what my daughter taught me ultimately is this. That's what she taught me. She taught me that ultimately, okay, the youth will decide who stays and who goes. So I knew when we built this business, ultimately, it's you, Mr. Consumer, who will see through the bullshit. And we bring supply and demand together. And I'm sure we're getting close to closing, but I bought our 3 take-home cards, yeah?
Oh, wow.
And because this is like the next campaign, because we want to work with people.
What's a take-home card? Exactly?
Take-home card is like you come to the store, or you come find us at one of our events out there, and how do we engage with you? We tell you what we're about, and then we give you this little postcard. And the little postcard is this little take-home card, and it's a message. And we start with, what color is the future? simple message. What color is the future? Now, that's what it says. Now, if the future's green, obviously, and if it's not green, there's no future. So that's how we answer that one. Okay, what color is the future? Cool. The next take-home card is join the plant-based evolution. And what we're saying there is join the plant-based evolution and eat 50% less animals. Do it for the planet. We'll show you how.
I love that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know how.
No one knows how. That's what the shop's about. You've been raised on chesanyama. You know, the meat is poisonous for all the shit pumped into it. The pup is from South America, GMO to the hilt, and you are willingly poisoning yourself every fucking day.
Too much protein.
And too much fucking protein and the wrong kind of carb. So join the plant-based evolution, eat 50% less animal, we'll show you how. Do it for the planet, not for yourself. Don't be greedy. Do it for the planet. Eat your animals, but only 50% less, and we'll show you how. And the third one is the fresh and healthy organic collective needs you. So it's like, we need you. If you don't support us and our vegetables that are grown organically by special people who are growing this food for you, if you don't support us, okay, how do you expect us to stock this stuff? So don't be a fake tree hugger, okay?
Really go hug a tree.
We don't need fake, okay? Enough fake. The world is in chaos. Fake, go there. Real, step here, you know? And there are three things, you know, when we talk about real, okay, it's like, you know, what is real?
Yes.
What is so real? And what is surreal?
Yes.
Okay, so we're in the so real. Yes. But this is so real.
It is so real.
So real. The real means, you know, it's like let's break away from the real world. You're being conned. So see it. That's real. This is so real. And surreal is all the fucking mumbo jumbo that's here to just make you lose focus. So at the shop, we here in the business of so real.
Myron,
I love that.
it's been so real having this chat with you, and we're definitely looking forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you so much.
As you progress
And well done for your podcast, and well done for all the work you guys are doing. And guys, support these people. Share,
Give us your handles.
like.
Where can people find you?
Handles are on here.
At the Greenside Pharmacy.
Yeah, and
on Facebook.
Yeah, so at the Greenside Pharmacy.
Freshandhealthy.co.za.
Yeah, so the website is thegreenside.co.za.
The green side.
The Greenside, one word.
The green side.
.co.za. Yeah, so if you want to find us, The Green Side takes you to Greenside on Google. The Green Side Santon brings you here. The Green Side Pretoria will take you to Pretoria. Okay, then those are 4 words. Website, The Green Side, 1 word. And then you got Fresh and Healthy, and The Green Side with underscores, The Green Side Farmacy, the _green _side _pharmacy, The Green Side Pharmacy. And my other daughter, I haven't mentioned Abby, she's the genius that's busy with our Instagram. So I'm lucky enough to have both my kids, you know, into marketing, and you'd be a lucky enough father to have your kids interested enough in what you're doing, so they want to hang around.
You must be doing something right.
Must be, for sure. Lovely. So thank you so much. Those are our handles. And just remember, we got you.
Thank you, Myron.
Amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. Namaste.